Jamal Charles. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And a look at this offensive unit now, and you see who we have highlighted, partner.
Jamal Charles, one of the most exciting, productive running backs in the NFL.
Now it's Smith off the bootleg. Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Bruce Conner with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter. Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown. And that last one, that hurts. After the interception, here's Smith. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it'll be a New York first. And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time. Shift together here from the D-line. First carry for Matt Forte. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And here's a look at the starting offense. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. So this is not the QB here. They're going to do a direct snap out of the Wildcat. They'll let their receiver run it out of the Wildcat. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for Kansas City. Eric Berry's a textbook definition of ball-hawking safety. You name it, he can do it on the football field. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith finding time. Now he's flushed out left and able to find Decker. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they? They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down. And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital. That was so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner. It's a loss of 7, and now it's 3rd down. Well, so much for all the time that you spend in practice, because for offensive linemen and running backs to get in sync, that requires a ton of practice time, a ton of watching tape together, a ton of really getting to where you're thinking with one mind on every single play that's called, every single run, because you want to know how your guys are going to block it. They want to know how he's going to run it, what kind of cuts he's going to make, and it's really anticipatory. And when you're really locked in together, you know what he's going to do before he actually does it. On this play, that didn't happen at all, and that turned into a big loss. Eric Decker, the intended target, and that'll bring up a 4th down. On now is Nick Folk in the field goal unit for the Jets. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Folk's kick is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So not exactly jubilation over on that visiting sideline, but at least a high 5 or 2 for their kicker as he gets them the first points of the night here on the opening drive. And 3 points are not to be underestimated. You're on the road, under the lights, national TV audience. You want to come out and look good, and that's a good start right there. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Here's Smith now on second down. Going underneath for Charles. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it a second. Second down now after the pass completion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Smith throwing again. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it 3rd down. Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Caught, Kelsey, left side. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a 1st down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. They've got a 2nd down at 5 here to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And it's complete to Kelsey. And 12 yards that time and picking up the 1st. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. They come up in an offset eye. On the run, it's Ware. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Smith going to throw on 3rd and 1. And this is going to be incomplete.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They snap it to Smith. And this is incomplete.
Partner, let me make a pivot here for a second because I wanted to ask you about the NFC East. That's going to be a really interesting division as this season progresses, don't you think?
I do, and if we go back to the beginning of the season, let's go to the offseason. I think 9-7 was the record a lot of us targeted as maybe the division winner. That number may go up now. Look at the start. Dallas is off to a 4-1. Philadelphia 3-1. Washington at 3-2. And the Giants are still dangerous even though they're 2-3. I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 41 yards. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a run. This is Bilal Powell fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. He gets it here to Peak. And he gets it down to the 32. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. And now it's a 3rd and 4 situation for the offense. Out of the gun, Smith. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Tomahali able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. On now is Nick Folk in the field goal unit for the Jets. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And Folk's kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. And now here comes Kansas City. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
We'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end, can be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. That man can lead, Charles. How do you defend a pass like that in a receiver that good?
Partner, you're really doing it through prayer because you can cover them totally downfield, but at the end, their athleticism actually allows them to uncover themselves and go over the top of you and make a play.
Play fake for Charles. Now Smith. And this is caught. Jeremy Maclin. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
To the air again, Smith. And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now third down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Here's Smith. And he comes back with one complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And that one will give them the lead here as we approach halftime. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Throws left side complete to Brandon Marshall. Well, the Jets offense struggled against the Steelers. Brandon Marshall didn't struggle. His best game of the year, over 100 yards and a touchdown grab.
One of the best things I've always liked about Brandon Marshall's game is that there's no back down in it. It doesn't matter what you throw at him. He believes he can defeat that coverage and make big plays for his team, and he did again against the Steelers.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. Second down and 4.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're talking just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over. But he ended up finding another receiver.
Eric Decker was the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down. Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4. Smith throwing again. And he's got a noon one. And he's brought down after a good gain. And 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now Smith to the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Throwing again is Smith. Surveying the field. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack. After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And Folk's kick is good. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. So they kick it through to take the lead. There is a little bit of time left, though, here in the second quarter.
And while they're concerned about not giving up a big return or giving up points themselves going into the half, how good do they feel, though, putting points on the board themselves right near the end of the first half.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
The final shot here before break. Smith. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Geno now to throw. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. And it's 3rd and short. Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan. Been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game. Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now it looks like we got the big tight end still down after the last play. Well, you can bet that they would hate to be without his services. Another run, this time Forte. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackle was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Throwing now is Geno. It's hauled in by Devin Smith. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
A gain of 3, second down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. See if they stay on the ground for second down. They stay on the ground. Forte again. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They snap it to Smith. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And the D looking like they may blitz. After the interception, here's Smith. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it. What people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They look for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Smith will hand it off here to Charles. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Calling a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Macklin. We're back now in KC. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. First down, it's Smith. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. 2nd and 10. Smith again. And Hill with it over the middle. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They go play action here on 1st down. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll come out in the pistol. Smith on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. To the right side, it's Kelsey. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is third down and 8, and the back goes into motion. Throwing on third down, Smith. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Desperation time for Smith on fourth down. And that is incomplete. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on fourth down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. New York set to take the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Marshall, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. Ten yards still left on second down. Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. Now Gino. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Play action. It's Smith. And Marshall's got it. And he's brought down after a good gain. It's a big play that time by the Jets. 31 yards.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. Now Gino on first down. And complete over the middle. Safarian Jenkins. That one goes. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And the defense in desperate need of a stop. They have to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance. On the ground, Forte. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Matt Forte taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Back to the air, Smith on 2nd down. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to loft one deep, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Take us to the 2-minute warning. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. On 2nd down, here's Smith. A dump off to Forte. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Now it's Smith. That escapes the sack. Forced out to his left. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Justin Houston in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. And now here comes Kansas City. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard and the time left on the clock, as you noted? So many things to go through.
So down only 2 now, still a chance to finagle their way into field goal range if they can get this onside kick. And the Jets have got it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining.